Hi guys, I'm really thrilled to have Gayatri sharing the stage with me today. Again, I came across her on LinkedIn. She was writing amazing stuff about CRO, a topic which is quite dear and something that we've been working on for quite some time. And it's the profile and the way she was writing kind of attracted me, towards her. I reached out, we've had a few conversations, and I was kind of blown away with the clarity of mind of how she's addressing this problem. So I thought I'll go deeper, pick her brain more, and share our conversation with everyone. So it's just a coffee chat. I have my coffee mug with me, and thank you, Gayatri, and very nice to of you to join me and share your thoughts.
Hey, hi, Shwetank. Thank you so much for having me on the show today.
Great.
So, I'm sure that we're going to talk about a few topics that's going to help out audiences out there who are D2C marketers, founders, people who are deeply involved with optimizing conversions for their D2C brands.
Indeed, because that's quite a topic of the hot trend going on right now. Uh,
Absolutely, absolutely.
in fact, when we look
Yeah,
at the D2C market, I would say it kind of exploded 3 to 4 years back. But I'm
yeah,
hearing more and more people talking about consolidation, people talking about merging with bigger, more um, brands who are able to maintain profitability margins because that's the season now. So
absolutely.
perfect. Let's deep dive into a lot of things that I would like to understand from your perspective, Gayatri. So starting out, just wanted to lay it out that 90% of D2C brands don't survive because they are not able to convert enough customers to break even, right?
Right.
And if you just think of it a little bit, uh, strongly, you spend all the money that you have to bring traffic to your website, mobile app, etc., etc. But conversion rate on an average is 3%. That means you spend money to get 100 people, less than three actually end up buying. And that
Absolutely.
3% is something you have to use to run your business, profitability, margins, entire sales cycle, etc. Right? So this is like miserable number, which hasn't changed a lot over the past decade. Right? What's your take, and why are the conversion rates still so bad, irrespective of all the cool technology in place, Gayatri?
So, Shwetank, that's a very interesting question, and I have seen personally brands failing. Like they get traffic, but they're not able to convert, and they have a very good product. They have very good creatives in place. Their website is all very fancy, and they're also having major optimizations in place, and still they're not able to convert. So, I would say the entire reason behind what goes is how we look at conversions. So when you said about 3% conversions when I line 100 people and only three of them buy, I'm looking at it as a at a short term level, and that is why maybe that I'm arriving at that three number. So CRO has always been a continuous optimization process throughout. Whether you're launching a website, whether you're in the mid stage of launching a product, whether you have maybe 3 lakh customers who are purchasing every day from your brand or your website, you still need CRO. It doesn't stop. It's a process of continuous experimentations. And the way the new D2C brands are looking at it is only optimizing revenue. And that is why, we are able to see that they might be people, those three people who might buy today may not come back and make a purchase. And that affects the long-term sustainability of the business. So that is where, my take on CRO is that you start looking at it at the long term, have a clear framework in place, how to approach it. Right from when you start, there are certain optimizations that needs to be in place. It's not about what the founders think, how the product should look. There are certain basic fundamentals on how we approach an e-commerce website because we are in the era of online shopping, online customer experiences. So if we have certain frameworks in place to approach and enhance these online experiences, irrespective of the product that we deal, I think we'll be able to do a better job. And again, it shouldn't stop. There should be always a learning that you have from these optimizations. What to see what's working for you and what's not working for you. What kind of traffic are you landing? So if I'm saying these 100% customers or 100 customers who are going to be landing on my website, what kind of traffic am I landing? Which campaign are they landing from? Which is the source are they landing from? What is their purchase intent? How close are they to understanding your product? Do they really need that product? What
Mm-hmm.
was your campaign messaging that went out to land these customers? Is it consistent? So a lot of things like this, everything has to be synchronized. And I look at it as a two-way perspective. It has to be a two-part, wherein first you have to look at from where you're landing the traffic. That comprises of your performance stuff, wherein you optimize your bids, you optimize your CAC, you optimize your placements,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of formats work for you, creative, and all of that. And then when you land onto the website, that the funnel conversion starts out there in your website. It starts happening out there, and there you will need these frameworks. Let's say you will have your homepage designed as per the intent. It flows as per the ADA model. There are
Okay.
certain elements which are there. Let's say social proofing, visual approach, your testimonial is there. You have a lot of user generated content on your website. You're very transparent about your ingredients, pricing, shipping, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
There are few fundamentals in place, and then you will get to learn out of this. Once you have everything structured, your performance and your website structured as per the funnel. Then once you start landing these 100 people, you know what they're doing. And probably, I'm pretty sure once you have these frameworks in place, the conversion rate will be definitely more than three. There will be 4 to 5 people who might purchase. And
Sure.
it also depends on, what is the series of journey that you're taking through. It's not always the home page which should convert.
Yeah.
They can go through a series of multiple pages and then come to you.
Right.
And if they're not coming back, there is also a series to,
Yeah.
get them back
Absolutely.
into the loop. So
Yeah.
it's a continuous process, is what I feel.
Yeah. And then
So
there's a
CRO should be looked at it as a continuous process and not as a short-term thing just to increase your revenue.
makes sense. So there are a lot of good points that you kind of mentioned here, Gayatri, and I'd like to go into details of quite a lot of them as well. So CRO, right? Just for the information for everyone perspective, can you explain in your own ways what do you mean by CRO and what does it entail?
Okay, so CRO, to put in very simple words, is basically a percentage of audiences that land on your website who perform a certain set of actions.
Mm-hmm.
It can be either adding your products to cart, filling up forms. It can be either watching a video. It
Mm-hmm.
can be either, zooming up a particular image and, looking at it, spending maybe 2 to 3 seconds on your page.
Mm-hmm.
So there are different type of goals. So when you look at it as a CRO, it's basically a percentage of people who are coming and what are they doing on the website.
Okay.
We look into a segmentation part of it and a behavioral part of it. Let's say if I have to translate this into a statement, I
Mm-hmm.
can say there are 20% of audiences, of who belong to a particular segment, a male and female, and of this particular age group with the particular affinity to purchase of these particular products. And once they land on my website, what is their activity? They are spending so much time on my homepage. They are adding these particular products to my cart.
Mm-hmm.
So and so percentage of people are abandoning the carts. And these are the behavior.
Okay.
So two way to look at it. One is segmentation on who is coming to the website and what are they doing. And what is a percentage? So you'll have different goals like I mentioned, add to cart, filling up forms. What is the percentage of people who are actually completing these goals?
Right.
There might be people who might go and read your blog. So all of these are goals. There will be
Yeah.
top of the funnel and bottom of the funnel goal. This
Yeah.
is basically comprising of CRO and then using this data to experiment with them.
Experimentation, I think, is a very important word in this whole CRO world, and I understand that, and I think it means a lot for e-commerce as well.
Yeah.
When we look at this funnel of what you're talking about at GUI, we have the following deliverables. Like one of them is increase session duration,
Yeah.
right? Then it's about decreasing your bounce rates,
Yes.
increasing your add to carts,
Yeah.
and which eventually leads to increase in sales, revenue, etc. And
Yes.
then in the other segment to look at it is if it's a first time user or a return user. If it's a return user, then you know look at it from a different perspective. So okay, so that makes a lot of sense. So I'm a DTC e-commerce brand. I have this very cool product that I have developed over a year now. I put all my money, sweat, everything into it, and I've launched it. Okay. So as per you, Gayatri, and coming from the expert opinion that you have, when you look at optimization, is it CRO and all the data related things? Should it start on day zero when I'm kind of launching my product, or it should be day 100 or month 100? How do you kind of advise this to different brands?
Got it. So I would say I come from a growth marketing side of the marketing journey. So I would say it starts from day one.
Okay.
You need to start looking at what audiences are doing from day one. The data collection should happen.
Hmm.
You do not actively experiment in the day one, but you have certain optimizations already in place when you're launching.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then the data collection, and when you see people actually going on a website, making purchases or interacting with their website, you see what's happening around. And today we have a lot of real time, analysis, real time reports on GA4 and all of that.
Yeah.
We also Microsoft Clarity, we have session recordings. So we get to know what they're actually doing.
Yeah.
And then over a period of time, we get to know if things are working. Let's say people are abandoning carts at day one.
Hmm.
Then you wait for some more time and see if this is going to be a pattern. And if
Fair.
you see identifying patterns in the data that you're collecting right from the day one
Yeah.
is something which will help us form hypotheses. It's
Okay.
very important for CRO to form hypotheses. There can be different hypotheses that can be formed.
Hmm.
But again, these data collected is going to help us validate
Yeah.
if it's really, that case, and if we should go and experiment on that particular hypothesis.
Yeah. Funny, you speak my language in a very different way. This is what I tell everybody I speak to. Is like start collecting data from day zero, right? Day one, as you said, but
Yeah,
collect that data in a shape and form where you can actually use it. You can actually derive something out of it, not just stuck in some kind of system where it's something very difficult for you to bring it. Uh,
absolutely.
so something that you mentioned here is pretty nice. You mentioned two tools. One is Google Analytics, and the other one's Clarity. Uh,
Clarity, yeah,
yeah, so there's Clarity, there's Hotjar. They're really really nice tools to kind of show you. People are
absolutely.
just
And for
starting out.
people are just
Clarity is
starting out,
also
Clarity
available for
is
free.
also available. So
Exactly.
up to a
Yeah.
certain number of
Exactly.
users,
Yes.
you will have to get
Yeah.
into a
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
will
No.
have to get into a paid plan.
We use Microsoft Clarity even at our tool at Kui to understand what our users are looking to do, right? And the journey of the customer is the same. It's so hard to make it simple for them. That takes all the complexity. GA. So GA is a very interesting and a funny topic for me because, of course, it's Google Analytics. It's ubiquitous. Everybody talks about it. But when you talk to most of the e-commerce founders, uh, is like, yeah, no, we have data. We collect data in GA right from day one. I'm like, very good. Can you actually create top of the line funnel for this segment and then try to use that data to run a campaign to promote a particular product? And they're like, what? Sorry, I don't know. Right. So this is the reality in my opinion that people use GA, but collecting data in GA and using GA is completely different world apart. Right? It's
Absolutely agree.
because it's a tool which is quite complex because it gives you all the nooks and corners to go and pinpoint whatever you want.
Yeah.
But it is very hard. So how's your experience with GA? And because I know you also train people on Google Analytics, right? Do you think it's improving, or how's that going for you?
So whenever I talk about GA, I tell my students, and whenever I'm taking a class on GA, I tell them go with a definite goal to GA. Don't just hover around there. You
Hmm.
will find lots of data sets, plenty of them, and then you will end up getting stuck on which one to look at because
Hmm.
they will be interrelated data sets that would be there. Go with a definite purpose. Let's say I'm looking at this GA today to understand where my users are spending the most of the time
Hmm.
and what is that goal that they are not able to fulfill. Let's say I'm having a lot of abandoned carts. I'm going with a motto of recovering my abandoned carts. I would see the shopping behavior. I
Hmm.
would go and look into behavioral analysis for.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm going to understand how my campaign is working. Let's say I have an Instagram campaign and I want to go and understand how this campaign is working for me. So I go with an agenda on GA, and I
Hmm.
would always suggest that you have your data studio set up well. So Google has this thing called Data Studio. I think the name has changed now, where you can create dashboards for different purposes. So
Hmm.
let's say I have a dashboard created for performance marketing,
Hmm.
wherein I understand what are the different paid campaigns I'm running, what are the different organic campaigns I'm running, what are the different search campaigns have been run, affiliate campaigns, and depending on that, what is the engagement rate, what is the bounce rate, what is the conversion, how many purchases have been done, what are the products viewed, and so on. And then I have a separate dashboard only to look at organic campaigns, only to look at my homepage, what is happening around my homepage.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
page wise also it can be done. It can be
Yeah.
done only for recovering your cards. There are certain metrics that you look at. So when you have these dashboards created, these dashboards basically are automated. You just have to go and check those dashboards on a day-to-day basis. The metrics will start to keep flowing. You don't have to go through that entire GA evaluating all of that. Initially, you will have to set up those things to understand which metrics you want to track on a day-to-day basis or maybe month-on-month basis, and then set it up. But after that, it becomes very streamlined.
Okay.
So when you look at data, you need to structure it. That structure comes in from clarity.
Hmm.
And this is where you had mentioned that the founders, let's say, top of the funnel. So if you tell me about a top of the funnel goal, I instantly go and check one of my dashboards, which is
Hmm.
my CRO goal dashboard.
Perfect.
It
Yeah.
will be clearly defined what are the top of the funnel goals, bottom of the funnel goals, how
Yeah.
I'm supposed to evaluate, which are the metrics which are, helping me to achieve those goals.
Okay.
If I have a video on the website, my dashboard will have the plays, number of
Yeah.
videos that's being played.
Yeah. Yeah.
That contributes to your top funnel goal immediately. So I know that how many videos have been played and so on. So when you deal with data, it's about clarity, and GA has vast variety of data compared to what we had before. So now the GA4 also helps you give predictive analysis
Hmm.
on who is going to abandon your cart, who
Yeah.
are the customers who are most likely to come and purchase in the next 7 days.
Indeed.
So
Indeed.
these predictive analysis are, brilliant tool, given to us by Google, which we can put to use to optimize all of.
But tell me this, Gayatri, Google gives you the data, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
isn't it can tell you that this person is maybe going to buy in the next 7 days. You still need to integrate it to some other platform that can
Yes.
understand what this so-called insight generated was and then deliver it, etc. How complex is that part?
So you need to have a fair understanding about the campaigns that you are running for
Okay.
different set of customers, the different user journeys that you have already built. Let's
Mm-hmm.
say if I'm saying a customer is more likely to convert in a period of next 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to go back and look at it that, okay, I got this list of customers by Google. Why is that person more likely to convert?
Okay.
So I go on to check, from
Yeah.
which campaign have they landed on,
Mm-hmm.
and what was the ad creative, what are the goals that they have completed on my website, what is the time spent, average engagement rate, and then I put this to use. Maybe I have a multi, channel engagement tool
Mm-hmm.
wherein I load this particular data out there and put them into this particular cohort, wherein that journey starts getting, triggered because of that tool. But an in-depth analysis on the intent is very important, as I feel, in
Mm-hmm.
order to, for you to understand what is making them going to convert in the next 7 days. If I'm
Yeah.
saying
Yeah. Yeah.
predictive analysis.
Yeah. So
that intent. And I think talking about Kui, I had an opportunity to go through your, product, the dashboards, the previous conversation that we had. And what I feel you guys are doing, expandable and commendable job is the intent.
yeah,
Because as a marketer, I'm always looking out to find that intent. If I find there is a high intent, my entire game and the campaign is going to be different.
yeah,
It's
and
going to be a different, and it's just not engagement metrics. I can't say the higher engagement rate is a higher intent to
conversion or
purchase.
sales. No.
That's just a basic
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No.
explanation, which may not be true. There are
You're
multiple factors.
right, and we've built Kui, of course, on very different pillars. One was understanding data from GA, but more giving insights so that you don't have to do the hard work. Second is segmentation is historic, intent is real, and it's the
Yes.
intent that actually converts the clicks to conversions, right? Not traffic, not the engagement, not the number of visitors, etc. Um, on that conversation, Gayatri, what's your take on personalization? Because again, that's a very important aspect. Every time you have a returning user, you can personalize, deliver something. Statistics have shown that it's far more easier to sell to an existing customer than to a new one. In fact, for D2C, while it's very skewed that 80% are first time, only 20% repeat users, but still about 50% plus sales come from repeat users, right?
Yes.
So what do you think personalization gives you the return of investment as an e-commerce brand, or what's your feedback on personalization?
So I'd say personalization is a secret ingredient which big brands use to convert. And if we take a very minute look at the kind of marketing messages that we receive as customers, there would be a lot of personalization hint inside it. We might not actively notice it, but it's still there, right? Starting from your first name to the
Mhm.
kind of product recommendations that you see. Personalization is a part of the journey. And I would always encourage brands to get on this personalization tool starting from day one.
Mhm.
So right now in the T2C, we see a lot of handwritten letters coming out uh,
Yeah.
uh, along with the product.
Mhm.
Starts right from there. Also, your on-page personalization, showing you custom offers, customized deals, and limited time deals only for you based on the kind of products that you've browsed through, based on the value of your abandoned carts, based on the segments of products that you've been through on the website. If you have read a blog, then they know what has to go. The next messaging has to go to you. So personalization is very important, and we are in a space right now at D2C wherein we have a lot of tools to use this personalization. Earlier, there was a lot of tech stack which was involved to implement this personalized experiences. But right now, we are in the era of Shopify apps and a lot of other things wherein it's become more easier to understand. And I think
Mhm.
apps like yours give a very good platform for the brands to start looking at personalization with respect to personalized product recommendation, personalized deals, let it be. So right from your hero image that comes that loads first on the website,
Yeah.
you have plenty of opportunities to personalize it. It's just
Yeah.
that we should start looking at it. We have been I've seen brands doing this post purchase journeys. Let's say after I've purchased a product, from unboxing, from the emails that they send out, from the feedback forms, and then the next retention campaigns that they do, it's personalized. But we need to look at on page also.
Yeah.
When the first experience you land them on the website, if it's personalized, it's a wow moment for the customer.
Yeah. It's all about creating those experiences, right? At the end.
That wow moment is going to make them remember your brand and stick to it
Exactly.
and come back. Even if they're not convinced with the product, they will come back because they will remember seeing their name
Yeah.
or something that they like on the screen.
Yeah. Yeah. It's at the end, exactly, right? To try to plant something in their mind to look at it, your product again and come back. So Perfect.
Absolutely. And I think that's a
Perfect.
social media platforms have grown over
Yes,
over the years.
which kind
It's
of help
it's
you.
it's absolutely a mix of personalization. My Facebook feed looks different from yours,
Yeah,
and it will look different for another person's. It is all personalized, and that is why we tend to go to these websites again and again to spend
exactly.
time.
Very funny, right? There's a joke in our community. I would say that bad personalization is worse than no personalization, because when
Yeah,
personalization is good, you people don't complain about it. They're happy, they're quiet, they're just going and surfing. And but as soon as it gets wrong, people start cribbing, crying about it, and then it makes an impact. All right, no,
right.
makes sense, and we kind of agree that personalization is a big thing. It was quite problematic, right from getting to data, making sense of it, plugging into a platform that can deliver this in real time for every visitor was a huge challenge. But I think a lot of tools are in the market that make it easy. And something which
Yeah,
is very important is zero and first party data. With privacy
yeah,
ad costs going high, it's important that brands maintain their own data and then use that for customer engagement. So perfect.
absolutely.
Now tell me this, Sarika. So if I was a D2C brand owner or a merchant, right? What are the top tools that you would suggest for me to have in place for customer engagement and a CRO perspective?
Okay. I've spoken about a few tools on my LinkedIn post, but I'd also add something to that. So the first tool that really caught my attention was this app called Quinn, which basically shows a series of user-generated content. Maybe you are running some influencer campaigns on your social media platform. You have an unboxing video, you have a testimonial video, you have an indulgence video of your product. So all of this shown on the homepage itself. So brands like Juicy Chemistry, Plix, they are making really good use of it. So as a first-time customer, when I land on, I might not be sure how this product looks like, how it works, what is exactly the experience around it. So when you show me all of this, there are different type of intents that these videos help you to cover. If it's a beauty, it helps you cover the unboxing and the experience around it, the kind of effect that it has on your skin. If it's food, it's indulgence. If it's any tech product, the unboxing and the experience around it, the look and feel of it, all of it is covered basically. And that, I think, helps the user to understand better about the product, and that stage of the product discovery and that conviction to purchase reduces drastically. So this
Nice.
is one of the apps
Mm-hmm.
that I found really useful. There are other apps like for pop-ups, for collecting emails, and all of that, which are already there, and
Mm-hmm.
all of them are fairly doing a good job because basically the intent is to collect the first-party data, like you had said, and showing them the right kind of messages. But when it comes to looking at personalization, I felt Koi is much better with terms of pop-up and all of it, because you tend to personalize it for a user with
Mm-hmm.
the right product recommendation, and that is very important when it comes to pop-up. Rest we all have, I think, come across. There's one more tool called Lucky Orange. I felt it's very cost afford effective, and it's economical for new brands. That kinds of gives you a deeper insight into segmentations as well.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say your top people you who are expected to convert, your cart abandoners, and let's say who have performed the maximum number of events on your website
Mm-hmm.
with respect to different CRO goals that you have. So this kind of cohort is I can derive it from this app, a Lucky Orange. And yeah, there are a lot of plenty of tools like this, but some tools really catch my attention.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
Perfect. No, so no, thank you, Gayatri. It was very nice catching up with
yeah,
you. There's a
yeah,
lot of insights that you've shared, and growth marketers and D2C enthusiasts should kind of hear you out, understand every statement that we've done because it has a lot of value. And
right.
my only request and suggestion to everybody will be that guys check out Gayatri's profile on LinkedIn. She creates awesome posts which are bang on to the point. She looks at it from a problem perspective and gives a nice way to solve it. her last post on personalization was also really very nice on, how brands are personalizing this in our day-to-day lives, and you'll be amazed with that. And the whole playbook that she kind of shared of what is CRO, what does it entail, what are experiments, and it's a continuous process. So we really hope that this coffee conversation was of value, because for me it was definitely. And I would like to thank you again, Gayatri, for joining and sharing your insights. And I hope a lot of GUC brands can make the most from whatever you shared today.
I'm glad to be a part of this conversation, and I hope the viewers out there have got insights and how they can optimize their conversions. And please feel free to reach out to me in case you have any questions regarding to how to optimize conversions. I'd be happy to help.